Oh hi. So many of you will know that I am a huge fan of podcasts. Like, I listen to a ridiculous amount. At least 50. But this isn't about why I'm single. This is about being invisible, which is basically the same thing. It's also about sidewalks, or to be more specific, why most of them slope. There's a fairly popular podcast called 99% Invisible. It's hosted by a guy with the fabulous name Roman Mars. I can assure you, his voice is even better. The show focuses on bits of design that may not be obvious but are absolutely necessary for the product, city, or thing to work properly. And on a recent episode called Curb Cuts, they went into detail about urban design that cater towards people with disabilities. So you know curb cuts, we saw some of them just a few moments ago. They're the parts of the sidewalk that slope to the roadway so that there's not this 6-inch fall from curb to street. Which, if you were wondering, is the title of my forthcoming autobiography, From Curb to Street, the Kyle Marshall story, Electric Boogaloo. I don't know if I can recall a time where these weren't a thing, although I've never been in a position where my daily life would have been greatly impacted if there hadn't been. And that's the revealing thing. These curb cuts are not intrusive, add to daily life for those with accessibility needs, and actually improves the lives of other people who weren't the primary reasons for the design in the first place. Think about this. Parents with strollers, travelers with those roller bags, people who think they look cool in rollerblades. All of these instances benefit from those curb cuts, but that wasn't who they were made for. It took a bunch of people, but the podcast identified Ed Roberts as being one of the primary instigators of the movement to include those with disabilities into society. In the 1960s, designs were not made to benefit those in wheelchairs. While attending college, people needed to be with Ed constantly in order to get places, to get upstairs, to not be a complete shut-in for the rest of his life. This issue was debated in Congress about whether businesses and cities should be required to be more accessible. And by more accessible, I mean at all accessible. And finally, it was mandated that they should be. This broadens into more than just ramps and curb cuts. Think about other things in your life. Braille on doors, icons to let you know it's now safe to cross the street, buttons to open doors. And then there's these things in our pockets. No, Steve. That's gross. I'm talking about your phone or tablet. With our lives becoming increasingly digital, we live so much of our existence online. Designs that help are becoming more prominent. I mean, being able to do something like this helps so many people. Hey Siri, can you play me a song that won't get a copyright strike on YouTube? It got my phone here that I'm using as a teleprompter. Ooh boys. Or the fact that you can set it up so that your flash blinks when there's an incoming call, or changing the colors on the screen to help those with color blindness issues, or even the ability to zoom in on objects on the screen. Not everyone may use these, but the fact that they're available to all means that there's not a surcharge levied against you because of a disability. You know, 99% Invisible talked about an infamous moment during a Jerry Lewis telethon, and I should just point out to some of you in the audience, Jerry Lewis was a comedian who was popular in the 50s and through the 70s. He was the original Nutty Professor. And a telethon was basically a Twitch stream with talented people. So during this Jerry Lewis telethon, he made the comment, "God goofed," and it's up to us to correct his mistakes. This does make it seem like he's saying that those with disabilities are mistakes. Perhaps not what he was intending, but there is this belief among some that anything somebody does when they're blind or in a wheelchair or deaf, that they're brave or inspirational when all they want to be is human. I think there is a power to design things for everyone. It's part of the reason that I make sure that I create subtitles for all of my videos, and why I put in audio descriptions for the pictures I post on Twitter. Because at the end of the day, maybe you're in a place that you can't have the volume on, or you don't have headphones, or you want to have your phone read to you because you are so lonely. All of these things don't detract from the experience, but actually add to it. But what do you think? Are there any accessibility features you enjoy even if you don't necessarily need them? Are there any features you wish existed but don't? Are you going to pre-order my book? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. We'll see each other on Monday.